Hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the channel. And in this video I'm going to show you how you can create this responsive web UI. So let me make this window smaller. So as you can see here, all the elements get arranged based on the view or on the size of the window. So as you can see here, there is one image here on the right side, and on the left side there is a text. Here on top we have a header, then here we have these navigations for about, login and sign up. And if I click here, and I don't have any other page created, so if I click here then nothing will happen. And another thing, if I go into the inspect element and show you the responsiveness on other devices, so for Galaxy S5 this website is going to look like this, and for Pixel 2 it's going to look like this, then Pixel 2 XL, then iPhone 5, iPhone 6, 7, 8, then iPhone 10, then on iPad and iPad Pro. So the elements are going to arrange themselves accordingly. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create this web UI. So let's get started. Okay, so here I have created a folder for this website, and here I have three things. One is the index.html file, then I have an image that we are going to use, and then here I have a style.css file for styling, for applying the style on this page. Okay, so let's open this in Visual Studio Code. So I have these three files here. So first off, this is the index.html. Now here we have all the basic tags, and for making this website responsive we will need this meta tag. So you will have to compulsory write this meta tag to make your web page responsive. And then I have linked the style.css file, and here in body I have the header section. Now in the header section, first I have the name of the website, so I have just given a dummy name here, and then after I have this unordered list, and here we have three different list items for three different page navigations. So for about, login and sign up page. Then here I have a section tag for creating the middle section of the page, and here I have the main text and the image. So now let's get started with the CSS. Okay, so first of all, body, then here margin 0, padding 0, then font family. So I've used this font family. Then we are going to set the background color to this. Then after I'm going to write the max width to this. Now I have set the max width here as I want this page to stay intact when I zoom out. So as you can see that the page is intact even if I zoom out. So to do that you will need to set this max width property, and I'm going to change the margin to auto so that when we zoom out then the margin sets itself automatically. Okay, then header. So in here I'm going to set the height of this header to 15 VH, and we are going to use this VH for specifying height, width and other things in this tutorial. So this VH is for viewport height, and then there is another one that is VW for viewport width. So this is going to set the height based on the viewport, that means the size of the window. Then header H3, and here margin top 20 pixels, then margin left 40 pixels, then font size white, then float I'm going to set to left, then after we are going to write the CSS for our unordered list. So header UL, and here the float is going to be right, then margin I'm going to set to top margin. The top margin will be 30 pixels, then the margin right will also be 30 pixels. Now header UL li, so I'm going to set the display property to inline, then margin left 15 pixels, then after header UL li and A, that is the anchor tag. So the text decoration is going to be none, and the font color will be white, and the font size is going to be 18 pixels. Then after, let's run this and see the output for this first. So let me zoom in. So okay, so this is the output that we are getting here. And why is this font color black? Let me see. Okay, I have written the font size here instead of color. Okay, so font color this, and the font size is going to be 28 pixels. Okay, so sorry for that. Now let's run this. Okay, now that's better. So let's continue, and actually I'm going to close this, and let's start the live reloading of this web page. So now I want these first two anchor tags. When I hover on these, then the text color should be changed to gray. So I just want for these two and not for this one. So we can do that using the nth child. So header ul li, and here nth child, and I'm going to specify dash n plus 2. So this is going to do that work. Then a for the anchor tag, and hover. Now I want the color to be this one. So let's see. So as you can see here, the color when we hover, then it is changing to this faint gray, and the third one is not changing. Okay, so we can do this hover thing using another method also. So as you can see, I have specified these two classes for the about and the login button. So we can use these classes to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this all out and write about comma and dot login hover, and this is going to do the same. So as you can see here, when I hover onto these, then the font color is changing to faint gray. Now we are going to write the CSS for this sign up button. So header, then ul dot sign up. So the background color here, and it is going to be this one. Then I'm going to set the padding 12 pixel and 25 pixel. Then border radius 10 pixels. Okay, so the sign up button CSS is applied here. Now let's write the hover property for this. Hover, and I'm going to change the background color to this. Okay, so let's see. So as you can see, the background is getting darker. Now next we are going to start with the middle section, that is this one. So section H2 and float left, then margin top 200 pixels, then margin left also 200 pixels, then font size 55 pixels, color white. Okay, now let's move on to the section image. Okay, here I'm going to set the float to right, then margin top to 50 pixels, then margin right to 200 pixels, then width of this image is going to be 450 pixels, and height I am going to set it to auto. Okay, so this looks like this. Now it's not responsive yet. Now we are going to make this UI responsive. So as you can see, I have got the screen down and these elements are getting scattered like this. So I'm going to write the CSS for this. Okay, so for making this responsive, I'm going to have to write the media queries. So for that we have to write @media, then space, then we have to set the max width property, and I'm going to set this to 1350 pixels. So what this means is this is going to be applied only when the width of the screen is this or smaller than this. So I'm going to set the section H2. So I'm going to set the left margin 150 pixels, then section image margin right to 150 pixels as well, and the width of this image 400 pixels. Then after, another media query. So @media max width 1200 pixels, and the section H2 margin left 80 pixels, and for section image margin right is going to be 80 pixels. Now for another media query, media max width 1000 pixels. So for this section margin top is going to be 80 pixels, and then margin bottom is going to be 60 pixels. Then the text alignment, I want the text alignment in center. Okay, now section H2 float should be none here, then margin 40 pixels and 0 pixel, then the font size 40 pixels. Then after section image, so here float is going to be none as well. Then margin 0, media max width 720 pixels. So here header h3, float none, then margin 30 pixels and 0 pixel, then text alignment center, then header UL. So we want this UL to float none, and the margin top to be 40 pixels, and the text alignment here as well to center. Then the header UL li, and I want to display these in inline, and then at media max width 450 pixels. So section, here the margin top is going to be 80 pixels and margin bottom 40 pixels. Then the section H2 font size is going to be 30 pixels, and section image, the width here is going to be 300 pixels. Okay, so now let's see the output. So this is what it looks when it is in full screen, and when I get the screen down, then it is going to apply the CSS accordingly. Now it is not getting applied very well, so let me see if I've done any mistakes. Okay, here I've written mix, it is max. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now it's better. So as you can see, as soon as the screen size hits these max width pixels, then they are going to change the default CSS and going to apply the CSS that is written in this media section. So this is how you can create a responsive web UI. So that's it for this video, and if you like this video, then click on the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more of these kind of videos, then click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. And I also have a web development course from front to back. So in that course I have taught the front end part and the back end part as well. So the front end with HTML and CSS, and the back end with PHP and MySQL. So I'm going to give you the link for that course that is on udemy.com in the description down below, so check that out. And that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.